Hey, how's it going, YouTube? So a couple weeks ago, there was that whole fat shaming video that was going viral and getting a lot of talk and mentions from a lot of different people, and it ended up getting banned from YouTube. But before that happened, some people had their responses about it, and one of them that I liked was Chris Jones. He talked about how, people are just doing that for attention, doing it for this or that, and what she should be doing is trying to help people lose weight instead of shaming them about it. Now, while I agree with him on some points and I agree with her on some points, he was right with it's better to help them out than it is just to tell them, you know what, don't be fat. So I'm making this video about how to lose weight. Now, some common misconceptions like just eat less, oh, you don't do anything, so that's why you're fat. And there's a whole bunch of different myths, foods that will get you lean quicker, etc. So basically, losing weight comes down to one thing and one thing only. You need to be in a deficit. Now, with this one thing, there's a lot of different branches. Let's say, your macronutrients, you need to look at maybe your water intake can help you out. Other tiny things will help you, but it all comes down to your intake. If you're at a deficit, you will lose weight. Now, you don't want to be so far below that your body feels like it's in a starving state. But let's say a normal person, a normal woman's intake would be 2,200 calories to stay the same size. Now, if they were to drop down to 1,700, that's 500 calories less a day. That's 3,500 in a week. That 3,500, hypothetically or in theory, should be able to get them to lose a pound every single week. Now, some people may not feel like that's a lot to lose in a week, but when you think about the weeks adding up over a year, you could possibly lose 50 pounds. Now, it doesn't really make sense to lose a lot of weight if you're losing fat and muscle. You want to keep your healthy mass and lose your not so healthy mass. Okay, so how do we do this? What I would suggest is first going online to a maintenance calorie calculator. I'll probably post one down below in the comment section. Now, once you figure out how many calories you should be eating every single day, say same size, subtract 500 from that amount. Now, that's going to be how many calories you have every single day. Within that amount, I like to do a 40-30-30 split. Okay, so that's going to be 40% protein, 30% carb, 30% fat. From research I've done, they say that at 30% of your calories coming from fat is the perfect level for not gaining a lot of fat mass, but keeping your hormone levels well enough so that you can actually operate functionally and you could lose weight. Now that you have your calories that you'll be eating every day and your macronutrient breakdown, everything else isn't as important. Meal timing doesn't really matter much as long as you get in your macros. Same thing with how many meals you have a day. Everything, as long as you make your macronutrients and you're in a deficit, things will happen accordingly. Now, you don't want to go where you're starving yourself, so you're saving all for one big meal, and you don't want to have so many meals that you don't have time to eat them. So you really want to do something that works for yourself. So you may be thinking, that can't be everything. In reality, it kind of is. There are some other things you could do, such as keeping your water intake high, which will help you flush out your water weight, which a lot of people don't really think about. But the more water you have in your body, the less water it needs to hold. So that's one thing that can help you out a little bit. And in addition to that, your workout regimen. A big thing is you just want to make sure you're staying strong. You want to try to keep your lifts as heavy as possible. You want to still work out like you were before, trying to get stronger, trying to add muscle mass. Because in a deficit, your body wants to get rid of mass, preferably muscle mass, because muscle mass takes more calories to maintain. So by working out and lifting heavy, you give your body a reason to hold on to the muscle. And so it has to revert to taking away the fat. And as time goes by, you may need to slowly decrease your calories lower and lower. But the idea is to keep your calories as high as possible, which will allow you to cut for a longer time as well. So if a person, let's say my size, my caloric intake, I need about 3,500 calories a day to say my size. I'm 6'2", 190. Now, if I were to go on a cut, okay, I'm done bulking, which I bulk at like 4,500 calories a day. I'm done bulking. I want to cut now. It wouldn't make any sense for me to drop all the way to 1,800 calories a day. It would be efficient. I probably would lose 3-4 pounds a week for the first couple weeks, but my energy levels are going to be low. I'm going to be tired. I'm going to be weak in the gym. I'm going to lose a lot of muscle mass very quickly. So yeah, I'll drop some fat, but I might end up being somewhat near the same body fat that I was before, just smaller, which guys or girls both don't want to do. So remember, be in a deficit, drink lots of water, lift heavy, be consistent, and you'll definitely be able to lose weight.